I used to have this client that was so genuine and so nice. And when something would not go her way, in a way of like just a conversation, maybe somebody charged her more than she was expecting, a lot of anger would come out and she'd just be so frustrated. And when I first started working with her, I didn't know that she dealt with this. I just saw this calm, loving being. And then as time went on, getting to know this person more, then I started recognizing, and she started sharing with me more about, like, I've been reading this anger book. I don't know how to manage this, but I'm trying to manage it. I'm trying to read and understand how to release this. And there's exercises. I'm trying to work through those. And it was confusing for me at first because I never had anybody be so truthful with me that they were dealing with something that was like massively out of control. Just like tantrums, just like a little kid, like, kind of a tantrums. That's what this is about. My name is Rhonda and I'm a vitality coach. We are at Vitality Live. I really appreciate, respect your space and what you feel about anger and what you're going through, and being authentic about, do you know when the first time or some things that could have happened that really bring in this anger? Because it's a really fun discussion to have. The more that we get to understand ourselves, the more our life and our energy life keeps building. Those anger moments steal things away from us, from being present to taking away our energy to not really thinking coherently, because anger will put us in a whole different state. And it's not that you can't be angered. It's part of the human experience, just like being sad. But when there's deep undercurrent stuff. So let me share more about my client. As time has been going on, besides her reading on it and us working on like mindset situations, like what she's into, what she's struggling with, where she wants to move in her passion to being able, to just do the basics, and learning how to bring in meditation and writing and journaling and talking and all those kinds of things. She even has her own words that she likes to really use. Like for me, I have 3 plaques here, and this one right here is about freedom, safety, and healing. And these 3 areas build upon itself with the next stack of stuff that makes you go deeper into your journey, which is about being in the resilient, passionate, innovative space to, so on and so on. So what I did with my client is I just said, okay, you keep reading, you keep bringing me your stuff about this anger, and let's start adding some calming tools. I call it the 3 energy revitalized pillars. Mindset, let's get into that. Then we get into food, like what's disrupting your nervous system. Because again, it's okay to be angered. It's okay to be sad. But when it's the massive, big feeling and aggravation of explosion of how can we release some of that? The other pillar is body movement and flow. And if you have those 3, then there's something that gets discovered, not just in the specific question you have in front of you, but also the feeling of wanting to release something that's been there and what it means. Like, do I need to be living with all this big, heavy anger? So as the time has been going on, she's been learning to release that pain and anger. Yes, she still has it because we're still on that journey. But if something doesn't go her way, her first thing isn't just to shut off and just be like, like that kind of anger. It's that she starts talking about it. So now she's learned to use her words, learn to be able to discover more about herself and what all this means. With her using those tools, it's really helped with her living day to day without being robbed of her energy, because those things would come up. And what we found out is that she didn't feel like she was being taken seriously, that she was being heard when she was speaking. So it put her in a state of feeling like she was pushed down. And what came out of that. Like her husband would say, she feels like she's a third-class citizen. Like she's just this person that's off to the side. Nobody, that her words aren't meaningful. And so what she's discovering is that everything she says is being heard and said because she, being heard and listened to, is because she's expressing herself more. She's more relaxed. And I think about this anger stuff for myself. My anger stuff comes from when I'm feeling really down. And down to me means like I'm shut off. I'm having a hard time explaining what's happening. And it flips the other way. So if you've ever had anger, but you're like, I don't really get angered. And it's like, yeah, but do you do the opposite then? And just totally your body gets shut down because you're so angry because somebody is saying something or doing something that you wish that they didn't, like that control in it. And so I'm learning my journey too. It's like, it may not show up where I'm like, rah, but it's more like more undercurrent. Where do you show up on that baseline? And how would that change the motivation around what you do? Because if you can live every day in the fullest and feel like you're not working on how to manage anger, how not to say something to somebody that you're like, oh, they're so lucky I didn't say anything to them because of something. And it's like, you're the one shutting yourself down. Maybe you need to say something. And maybe it's in a way of you're taking a deep breath and expressing yourself, because the more you can process that. Being in this industry for 15 years, I've learned so much about the mindset. It amazes me just being with people and respecting them, and them respecting that I'm there to help them move forward in something in their business. Working on getting promotion, working at creating more income, working on their health and wellness. There's just so many areas that I'll be working with a client. And the more that they get to hear themselves and learn more about themselves, the more I'm seeing that they're blossoming. That's what I want to do for myself too. What do you want to do for yourself? What is it that you are on this adventure for that you're like, it's time. It's time for me to be seen and heard. Because it is. It's for everybody. I appreciate you so much. Tell me where this takes you. What kind of anger shows up for you? Is it a shutdown anger, or is it more that you really are like physically feeling like you want to exude this stuff and you're trying to stop yourself so you don't get where you're in the situation of affecting others in either way? Because either way means that you're turned up really high or turned down really low, and it stops you from moving forward. So just wanted to bring that up. It came up in my meditation today. I've been thinking about that, especially reflecting on my client and the journey of how she used to do things and how she does things now. It's a tremendous big amount. So if you really are into mindset, I'm here as a mindset coach. I believe that we need that alignment, that strategy that works for us, and discovering that as an individual person, what you can connect with. And any way you can connect with your journey is the most pivotal point in life, when you can figure out what feels good, what feels safe. Anyway, I'm here. Appreciate you. Namaste.